hardcore boxing fans out there, how are you doing? Big Porky here, the voice of hardcore boxing. I hope you've enjoyed this Dennis Hobson roast today. We don't mean any malice, we just like to say it as it is, with all statistics that's in it. So, alright, peace out.
Now then, how are we doing, all you boxing fans? You know what this is. Let's get straight down to business, shall we? Now, I wasn't going to do a video on this, but I've had that many emails saying, Porky, you're not covering Den's shows. You're bitter, you're twisted. So I didn't cover Dennis's shows for the simple reason that I wasn't involved, and no matter what I say, it's going to be deemed as bitter, or you're trying to arse they can get back into the circle when I left. So yeah, I spat me dummy out, but I left because I don't like how things were going up there from a boxing point of view. So I moved on. Now, but you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So I've let it stew a few 6 months or whatever since his first show with Art Man. He's done 6 shows now, so I've got a few statistics here. You know I'm a stat man. You know that, don't you, Dennis? So what we're going to do, we're going to go through some statistics here. And all you boxing fans out there, you're going to get to know a little bit about how boxing really, really works. All right? So, 2 seconds, change this. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? That's better. I need to show me good side. Right. 11th of December, Dennis has come back from his Feb show in Barnsley, right? 6 home wins, 2 away wins. Out of the 8 fights on, 6 of them had losing records. The losing record opponents came to 45 wins, 87 losses, 10 draws. The home fighters, 50 wins, 2 losses and a draw. 52-1. That's not bad, that, is it? So 6-2. What did I think to that show? I thought it was garbage, utter garbage. But that's my opinion, isn't it? That's my opinion. So forward onto the 21st of May. Home fighters records 50-2-0. So it's 50-2 again, but an 0 this time and not a draw. 52-0 against 51, 306 and 16. Right. Is that bad? That's shocking, isn't it? Dennis went 9-0 on the night, so 9 home wins. 8 of the opponents on the losing side had losing records. 8 out of 9 had losing records. Who's signing off on these fights? Interesting. Then we go to 28th of May. Oh, sorry. 4 debuts on that one as well, on home fighters. So Dennis giving debuts that, but we'll come to that in a little bit because he's broke a few records with these 6 shows, Dennis. 28th of May, 61-2. That's the home fighters. They're fighting guys 41, 157 and 4. 4 debuts on Dennis's own fighters and a debut for the away fighter. 7 losing records out of the 9 on the opponent. So another 9-0 for Dennis. He's on a roll now, isn't he? But garbage show, garbage, utter garbage. These are supposed to be toe-to-toe 50-50s, aren't they? 50-50s, toe-to-toes. So far we've had a 6-2, a 9-0 and a 9-0. These are 50-50s, by the way. Then we go to 4th of June, 7-2. 7 wins, 2 losses for Dennis. Then we've got home fighters, 71, 8-2. Away fighters, 50, 365 and 12. 4 debuts on own fighters, a debut for away fighter. One of them had an 8-8 record, but 6 of the 9 had losing records. Then we go on to June the 5th, 2021. 8-0, 8 wins, no losses. 7 of them 8 had losing records on opponents. There were 1 debut. So 4 debuts in the last one and 1 on the other side on opponents. Now, then we come to June the 5th, 66. Oh, we've just done that one, haven't we? Oh, sorry, we're doing that now. 66-4 and a draw. 60, 174-14, 7 losing records. That's 50 June. And then 11th of June, 2 debuts, 26-5-1 against 34, 258-6. 4 losing records out of the 7 fights on the night and 3 debuts. So this is how I look at it, right? And people can have a pop all they want, right? I'm not having a pop. I'm a statistic man. This is my job now. This is a job. So nobody's going to get away with murder in boxing, whether they're friends of mine, ex-friends, whether I've worked with them or not, whether I like them or not. Mick Hennessy's had stick off me. I like him. He's had a bit of stick. I don't like Eddie Hearn. I'm half and half with Bricktop. I don't like Eddie Hearn. He gets plenty stick. But looking at this here, let me just read these out yet again. Let me just refresh your memory. These are the home opponents on the left. 52-1, 50-2-0, 60, 1-2, 71, 8-2, 66, 4-1, 26, 5-1. Right? That comes to 323, 22-7. That looks really juicy, doesn't it? That's juicy, that, isn't it? If you're a promoter, everything's stacked in on your side, aren't they? And then we go to away fighters, opponents. 45, 87-10, 51, 306-16, 41, 157-4, 50, 365-12, 60, 174-14, 34, 258-6. That comes to 281 wins, which looks nice, doesn't it? But then you've got 1,347 losses. 1,347 losses. And 62 draws. Who is signing off on these fights? Who? Who's signing off on these fights? Who? Boxing Board of Control?
We need. So I'm going to spend the next 6 months in this, you know, because this is what I like to do.
I tell you what you like to do, John Fury, is hide. Hide from the likes of Mickey Theo who call you out. You absolute penis. Yeah, not very good, is it? For a person who's a fighting man and a former gypsy king. Yeah, not very good, is it? You keep going, John, because you're keeping your hide and seek champion 2021 off the hands of likes of Madeleine McCann and Osama bin Laden. So well done. Hide and seek champion 2021 goes to John Fury. Now that's off my chest. This is Porky's best moments part 1. Don't have nightmares.
They're gonna have their doubts. They're gonna have because Usyk's a dangerous fight. Joshua's beatable. I wouldn't be surprised if that fight doesn't happen this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Frank Smith spreads Anthony Joshua's spunk on toast in the morning. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. Didn't really want to know that. But...
Well, I'm just saying like that. We could have me, Mark Tibbs, and Bill and Ben, the boxer-sized men. Or is it flower pot men? What is it?
Yeah, you're not about Just Kelly.
You always fucking talk over me, you. Fucking hell, man. Go on, you were saying. When I'm doing my Adam fucking Move impression, don't fucking talk over me. Go to Adam. Boo! When I do that, no fucker, talk over me. Yeah, go on. You can... Fucking, I'm in mid fucking. I'm just getting into mode, and you're talking over me, you fucking gimp.
Didn't want that, did you? When Bricktop offered you money. The Dillian White story. Weapon behaviour. Weapon. No ifs or buts about it. You're a weapon on a massive scale. Go and get yourself off, old codger. And your 1975 Jag-man holding everybody up. He only gets it out once a month, him. Jeez. He's only taking it to Braithwell and back.
Now, I haven't finished yet. 2 seconds. 18 debuts have been given. Do you know that's a record? Over 6 shows. In fact, actually, it's over the last 5 shows, but I'm going on about the whole 6 shows. 18 debuts. 18 debuts, but what I'd like Dennis to come out and tell the fans, I know the answer to this, but I'm going to leave the fans to this. How many of them 18, Dennis, are white-collar fighters that have passed an eye test for a medical? I know answer. Come on, Dennis. Come out on a down-market YouTube channel and tell us how many of them 18 are white-collar fighters. How many? What this is, in my opinion, is a smash and grab because there's no small hole shows on. That's my opinion. That's the opinion of the boxing industry. Hang on, I haven't finished yet. So Dennis has gone 45-5 out of 50 opponents. 45-5 out of 50 fights. 45-5. So 50 people have fought and 18 have made the debut. But how many are white collar, like I've just said? 34 out of them 50 had losing records. 34 had losing records out of 50. 50 fights, 34 losing records. That's astonishing, isn't it? That is astonishing. 34 losing records. I can't get my head around that. I can't get my head around that. The fights that bothered me were Bradley Skeet, former world #1 British champion, who were mandatory to Manny Pacquiao at one point, against Brett Harrismith. Was he 2-42 and 2, something like that, or 1? Moorcroft 13-1 against the 2-58 guy, and Anthony Tomlinson 12-0, WBA Continental belt holder, undefeated 12-0, fighting a guy Norton 12. I mean, come on. Who's signing off on these fights? Who's signing off on these? Boxing Board of Control must be desperate just to get people earning. Who's signing off on these? Now, Dennis has got pedigree. I'm going to give him his dues. But how many of them 18 debutants are going to win a British title? Do you want me to tell you? None. They'll all be finishing in another 18 months. Be on scrappy. How many of them 18 are going to win a British? 0. How many fighters in 24 years has Dennis give a debut to that's won a British? 1. The legendary Clinton Woods. 1 guy. That's true. So I could say a lot more, but I'm not going to. Not at this moment. I have got an ace up my sleeve, which is a nice card to have. And I'm not going to play it just yet. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to play that when the time's right. But like I said, the statistics are all here. Look at these debuts here. Look at all these debuts. 34 debuts. Unbelievable. 34 losing records. That is unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. I can't believe it. Shocking. Do you know what I mean? Shocking. I can't believe it, but what can you do? It's a sign of the times, isn't it? I think a sign of the times that you can put 50 fights on and have all them people with losing records and just turning up to lose them. 45-5. So Dennis, you can do better than that. I think so. But if you go and look at, if you go and look at the graphs for every promoter in the UK for the last 6 shows, UK and Europe as well, nobody has put as many debutants on as Dennis. So I applaud that for giving fighters a chance. But we all know it's to sell tickets, because debutant guys sell tickets, don't they? And like I said, I know I'm in a white collar, but Dennis should come out and explain that. If you pass a medical, you're a professional, aren't you? So we shouldn't be mentioning that about white collar, shouldn't we? Should be really, but I don't know. Is Perry Howe going to win a British title? I don't know, but what I do know is that nobody has had more losses on the opponent's side, 1,347 over 6 shows going back 100 year on box rate. Actually, it's 102 year. Nobody has had that many losses on opponents. So like I said, the Boxing Board of Control broke a record. And Dennis has broke another record as well, hasn't he? For debutants, most losses on opponents. And gone 45-5 in process. That is utter garbage. Somebody is going to get hurt now. Who's policing this? Who's signing off on this now? I remember when Dennis, you used to say so and so and so and so is masquerading as this or that. You're masquerading as a boxing promoter, but you're serving up garbage. Den, that's garbage. You can do better than that. Come on, you're better than that. If I'm going to pull some of your shows up, Dennis, from 15 years ago, your box rec average will be 3 times better than that. What's happened to you, mate? What has happened to you? Who's doing matching for you? Oh, we know, don't we? Big fat Jason McCrory, who Frank Warren sacked. That's who's doing matchmaking. What happens is, right, you know when you pay peanuts, Dennis, what do you get? You get monkeys. You get monkeys doing job for you. Sack your matchmaker and get a good one in. Go get James Russell back on payroll. Somebody who knows what they're doing. But that is shocking. Shocking matchmaking. Somebody's going to get hurt. But who's signing off on these fights? Like I've just said. Who's signing off on these? Who? That's craziness. But boxing starts from the top. Now, if you go and look at the top, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, are they putting any better shows on than New Den? No, they're not. They're putting equivalent on because it's all getting passed by board. If a promoter senses a chink in the armour of the board, what they'll do, they'll exploit that. They'll exploit it as best they can. They'll exploit it as best that they can. They're shocking shows, shocking. The production looks good on them, though. I have watched them. The production looks good, but anybody can polish a turd, can't they? But shocking. But my advice to keep the money rolling in and to keep the board happy and to keep yourself happy and your sponsors, keep putting debutants on because they sell tickets, don't they? But 0 of them debutants are going to do anything. 0. I bet you none win a British title. I'd have a bet with you, Dennis, that none win a British title. But it is what it isn't. So that's just hard luck, innit, I suppose. For the fans, because that's shocking. The shocking show. 1,340. I can't get my breath. And this one at the weekend's even worse. Tommy Frank's getting thrown under a bus against the kid he's just quit against. He'll get leveled up again this time, Tommy. Some fighters have got it in them, some haven't. Tommy's not got it in him. But you've rolled the dice now, so you've got to pay people lip service. But it is what it is. But I'm not going to call this a roasting. No, in fact, I will. We'll call it the Dennis Hobson roast, and we'll put a cheeky picture on you want thumbnail. Then how's that? Because we have to tell it straight. Because what we don't like in the sport of boxing, that's what we don't like in boxing. We don't like bullshit shows. We don't like being lied to and conned by the public. And that's what this is. I think it's a con. I think people have had the wool pulled over their eyes, the border control, and they've signed off on these fights for the simple reason that they need to earn money. Dale Arrowsmith against Bradley Skeet. Come on. Come on. And Ant Tomlinson against the Kid Norton 12. Anthony's better than that. He should have fought Lewis Crocker for British title eliminator. Why didn't you put him in for that, Dennis? So the guy's going for a British title eliminator and he's 12-0 and he's already won a WBA Continental, but then you're taking him backwards and putting him in a Norton 12 fight. That's craziness. That's craziness. You even tried to match him with Paul Scaffey, Norton 5, at last minute notice, and he'd been on settee. Two weights above his weight. Dennis, what's happened to you? Dennis, what's happened to you? You're more than welcome on my channel, Dennis. You know where my office is. You come round here anytime you want.
Big Ron, no hard feelings, but for the record, you've had 50 fights on in your last 6 shows, and it's actually 36 of them had losing records, not 34. So even I make mistakes, don't I? For all you horse racing fans, South Yorkshire Packaging's horse runs at Ascot, Royal Ascot, on Friday. So get your money on it. I forgot the name of it though, but it's not Mucker, it's some other one. But you'd have to go down listings and it'll tell you owned by SYPS. That runs Friday at Royal Ascot. So get your money lumped on because odds are looking good for it with gallop times. All right. Peace out.